Once upon a time, tribes of diverse origin came together to form a Khaganate. Despite their miscellaneous origin, they got firmly united on the basis of their paradigm. All these tribes were worshippers of the devil traditionally. They maintained their families by plundering the neighboring regions and kidnapping lots of kids for drinking their blood and sacrificing them to their ancient lord. The situation with their raids became so serious that eventually all the neighborhood kingdoms got together and told them, you see, you have to accept one of the Abrahamic religions, whichever you choose, and you have to you have to make it compulsory in your country, and you have to bring up the children in that religion, or else. They accepted and pretended to become converts to the newly chosen religion, but in reality, they made a new hybrid religion, so to say, which externally looked like one of the Abrahamic religions, but in essence, it had the same satanic rituals, just under different name. And of course, the raids in the neighboring regions continued. And when their neighbors understood that the conversion was fake, they got together and obliterated the country. Their chiefs, however, knew in advance that it would happen because they had an extensive spy network. So what they did, they left the common people to fend for themselves. They, the black aristocracy, they run off to England. The only lesson they learned is that we have to do our things in secret. Otherwise, it seems people get upset. But rest assured, they continued with their old ways. Moreover, their Dark Lord has promised them that if they're really good in their worship, he will give them the entire earth as a gift for them to rule. In England, they instigated Cornwall to take down the righteous king and then infiltrated the royal family to the extent that they actually replaced it. They killed and then replaced with their own people most of England's nobility. They did the same in France, Austria, Russia, Japan, China, and many other countries. That's what the Reformation was all about, actually. Them replacing the inconvenient, God-fearing kings. And then they had great fun organizing the slave trade. After replacing the aristocracy in England, they turned their look at the rest of the population and robbed them by successfully establishing a banking system of their own style. And then they started dreaming about America, where they could have an entire continent for themselves, where they could establish even bigger banking center of global magnitude. And now that they have managed to establish directly or indirectly control over most facets of organized society on Earth, is there any surprise that we have international organizations catering to their needs for daily meat supply for the goat? By the way, in the last video, I skipped to mention that the perverts not only turn down the heart sign, but also the protection, the peace sign. And no wonder that they're successfully, slowly but successfully legalizing the entire meat production line from their perspective. It is legal to hire women who, against payment, are manufacturing babies in their wombs, which later on are handed down to so-called adoption agencies or welfare agencies. These are basically dealers. They get sure that they get adopted by the goat. Now, everything said so far concerns us only indirectly, because what other people decide to do with their lives is their own problem. It's not our business to judge them. What concerns us is that their Dark Lord will use the situation to gain more followers, to harvest more souls. And as of today, his plan is unfolding with great success. And we started hearing this type of stuff over 10 years ago. And then it turned out that this company is manufacturing some sort of food and beverage flavors which contain materials made of aborted tissue. And that has been in most of the food stuff we see in the supermarkets. The substance under question is HEC 293. It was originally obtained from human abortion material, and over the decades it was widely used in bioweapons research as a material for developing new viruses and new forms of cancers. Their plan is to make all people cannibals because that will rapidly and surely lower their consciousness, and they will buy into devil's worship. They will accept their ancient beliefs. It's, I think, not correct to even call it a religion. And it all started slowly. During the decades, we would hear now and then in the news that a certain, often high-end restaurant is offering dishes made of human sperm. Now nobody is even hiding it. There is even a printed recipe book. And as for proper cannibalism, eating human flesh, they're making it the new normal gradually. First of all, they publicly announced Rabbi Flankenstein from Germany, who is an influential rabbi. He let us know that they are putting the flesh of these sacrificed children in the factories which manufacture sausages because, of course, they own all the major food manufacturing factories in the world. And they're introducing it very slowly so that people don't notice. Things like order burger with meat grown on stem cells of your favorite celebrity. And gradually getting more and more open. In a recent ad of McDonald's, they're openly showing how they put coating on a human and serve it in their burgers. Especially McDonald's and other owned by them big outlets, they have been over the years involved in scandals of serving human flesh. It is just done more and more openly as the collective human consciousness goes lower and lower. But let's get back to the Khazarian saga. The descendants of that black aristocracy which run away from Asia Minor to England, they changed their names to Rothschilds, Baruchs, etc., to sound more Western, but the essence of their beliefs never changed. And their American dream came true. They had to kill 2 American presidents. But after that, they appointed only people who were loyal to their devilish plan. Like the current one, he's got the same goat which ate the millions of children sacrificed over the centuries. That same goat is in his house being worshipped, made of gold or something. And that black aristocracy, they vowed to take their motherland back, and that is also working for now in their favor. As we saw in older videos in Ukraine, they're openly fighting under their flag. Officially, we saw it as it is getting blessed, so to say, by the state-hired so-called Orthodox priests. And they are openly sharing their plans to move back to the country previously known as Ukraine. Some 70 million of them are expected to arrive here themselves, they say it in this video. And since decades there are recordings, and in older materials since hundreds of years, they don't hide that they have vowed will take our lands back, and currently they are already selling the prime locations around the Black Sea, the resorts, etc. Amongst their own people. In the video they say what a wonderful land, what a wonderful nature, climate, everything is perfect. And the plan of financial enslaving of all the world's commerce also worked quite well. Also, they are having great legal success. Their terms now they're establishing even their ancient Sanhedrin law. Now in US, it is getting embedded in the legislation for now in a mild form as respecting the ancient so-called religious practices, although I cannot call Satanism a religion. Indeed, that is adharma. Dharma is religion, and worshipping the dark is adharma, irreligion. But in the legislation, it is embedded as is respecting the religion. And just one point of the principles which have to be respected is that those who worship the wrong Lord, like for example Jesus Christ in their terms, is eligible for decapitation. So they're starting mild for now. In legal terms, it says that those who worship the wrong Lord are eligible for capital punishment. Sometimes I leave the comments section open, and there are lots of complaints that the topics are too dark and heavy, the topics of the videos. But that's a bit puzzling to me because, okay, they find it too dark and heavy to talk about this forced upon the humanity cannibalism, but if they're not warned, they will eat the stuff, and apparently that's not dark and heavy, or I don't understand the logic really. Dear friends, what you just heard was the beginning of a video which I started recording almost half a year ago after I published the previous video. After that it was so hectic that I could not even start the computer. This is the first time I turn on the computer after that. Although I have been following a bit the news on my phone. I have been praying a lot that the hurdles come with less intensity so that I can make at least a bit of videos, because I know that many people, they write me that I'm the only person they know about which is not accepting this mark of the beast thing. So I am trying really hard that we stay in touch through the medium of these videos, because myself as well, I'm absolutely alone in my immediate environment. I don't see even a single person who is really serious about not taking the mark. I did meet a couple of people who are indeed sincere about it, and it was through this channel, through the medium of the videos. The Fixed has damaged and killed way more people than all the world wars taken together. We hear a lot about that in the alternative media, but there is barely anything about something which is killing way more people and damaging them more than the Fix even. There can be no comparison. So I think the next video will be about that super devilish substance.